Yo, what's going
Yo,
on? Vibes,
what's
y'all know what it is.
vibes,
Sorry for the
vibes?
late start time. It was some major technical difficulties going on, but
But we
Joe had
finally
to
are
go on.
here.
Huh?
We finally are here.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
I'm
you
like,
know
but
what?
we had to do it. I'm like, man, sponsors was hitting us up like, yo, Mark, you better do this show, boy. Seriously, it's gonna be some problems. We're gonna be at your door. I'm like, oh man, I don't want the type of problems. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? We starting the show. You know what I'm saying? Let me give a shout out, you know what I'm saying, to my co-host Nick J. Nick, what's going on, Nick?
Nothing much. Today is Emancipation Day for Trinidad and Tobago, where my family is from, Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
Bermuda, Barbados, Bahamas, not Bermuda, Bahamas, St. Kitts and Nevis, all kinds of different islands. So happy Emancipation to all of us.
Got you.
Happening.
Hey up. Let me give a shout out. Special guest co-host Becca. Becca, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? Lord have mercy. Y'all don't understand. Listen, I say it all the time. We need to do a pod on what it takes to do a pod. Lord have
Yeah.
mercy. Any other day it would be fine, but today we just had some technical difficulties, so we had to work
Sheesh.
around it, which is why I look like I am, about to, spit a hot 16 like die line. My
All
mic
right.
sound nice.
Man, listen, no further ado. We got to get into the show. We're starting with the update with Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? Who signed with the Cleveland Browns. He went through everything with the Texans. Finally, this man has a date to hit the field. He's going to be suspended for 6 games. He's eligible to play in week 7. It's a lot of people very unhappy with that decision. But this is the NFL's fault because they want to suspend Calvin Ridley from the Falcons for betting with his friends like 1,000 or 1,500. They want to suspend him for the year because I guess he was betting on his own team. I don't know how that worked. They're all over the place with the discipline, but it's a mess. But anyway, Watson sat out the whole year last year because the Texans, he didn't want to play for the Texans. The Texans was going to hold him out. They didn't trade him, immediately, just to kind of get rid of him. I'm like, God doesn't want to play for you. You work a deal, and then that be it. They waited all the way till this year to do it, and now he got a 6-game suspension. Why he got suspension is he was accused of sexual misconduct. By the way, no criminal charges. The jury nor the judge could find anything, deemed inappropriate, right? But it seems like when you get labeled with those type of charges, right, that it's going to stick with you no matter what, because the court of public opinion, usually tends to never believe the man. And they don't care what a judge say, what a jury say. They don't believe him. But you know what? Nick, I'm gonna go to you first. This whole case, and Nick, we didn't talk about Deshaun Watson on like 4 or 5 episodes, so we're very familiar, with what's going on with him. Nick, just what are your thoughts? And now the suspension happened. Just your thoughts on all of it.
So, what was it, like 20 something women or something?
24 women.
24 women.
So that's kind of nasty. But can the Cleveland Browns afford to lose a star player for this long? Like the Browns?
No. That's a quick answer. No, they can't afford to lose a player like that. Period.
Remember they threw like a parade when they won like 1 game in the season because they had 80 the season before. I feel bad as an Eagles fan. I feel for him.
Becca, I know you just got caught up to speed on everything that happened. I know you've been following for a little bit, but you definitely got caught up to speed, today. Your thoughts, Deshaun Watson finally receives his NFL punishment. Just what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
24 women. I mean, when one person says it, it could be a rumor. When two people say it, it could kind of still be a rumor, may not be true. Somebody might be lying. 24 women, I don't know if they're lying. If they are lying and they're all saying the same lie, okay, great. But he's paid off 23 out of these 24 women. So that means a couple things. One, he getting paid way too damn much to be able to shut up to 23 women. Okay? You got to pay me enough money to shut me the hell up. So that means if you have to do that 23 times, this man making money. First of all. Money, which means then y'all can give me my stimmies.
Right.
Then y'all got money for my stimmies if y'all giving this man all this money. But anyway, that's a whole other pod. I just want stimmy season. I miss stimmy season. Anyway, I kind of feel like if you're able to pay off this many women to just be quiet, to settle. Now, sometimes people say settling doesn't always mean that you're guilty. It just means you don't want the hassle of having to go to prove yourself, to prove your innocence. You gotta play football. I totally get it. I don't feel like this type of punishment matches the rumors, matches the allegations. Let me just say, they were going to suspend him for a whole damn season, but they can't do that. They rather win the game and suspend him for 6 games. Am I correct? The
NFL holds, hold is judge and jury on the punishment, and he sat out all of last year, and now he's on a new team, But here's my thing. I don't think we would even be talking about this story if he still wanted to play for the Texans, because they were all in the mix. They the ones that set up the massages. I'm just like, now y'all hear me on the Wednesday pod and I talk about the washy-washy. This is the real life version of the washy-washy, right? And I'm going to say like this, the washy-washy, they end with happy endings and everything in between,
and they couldn't find no evidence. I find that to be really
I'm
suspicious.
like, man, but the judge couldn't find no evidence and the jury couldn't find any. I'm just like, man, it's kind of like, their words against his. I'm just like, man, at worst, I think, he probably like a freak ball or something like that at worst. But I'm just like, to me, I don't even think we'd be talking about this if he was still with the Texans. All this got brought up when you said he didn't want to play for him.
Or if he was white.
Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? But that's the way that goes. You know what? We're going to move on to our next story. You know what I'm saying? It's James Harden. Of course, this is near and dear to me, because I'm from Philly and he plays for my team. You know what I'm saying? The 76ers. So the NBA is looking into him because he turned down $48 million and signed a 2-year deal for $68 million, which means $34 million for the season. So he gave up $14 million to get his friends to sign in Philly, which that fit perfectly under the cap, to get this deal done. And the NBA, like, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I'm saying? How does it perfectly match, you know what I'm saying, what you're getting paid and what they're getting paid? And it's not like they can rescind the contracts, but if the NBA does find the Sixers guilty, they can take draft picks, and they have done it to other teams, before. But in this version of the NBA, to me, right, a lot of guys are friends. They all talk. They were teammates at one point. Of course, they're going to talk about, let's play together. I mean,
yep.
That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? For Becca, just what do you think?
Hook your friends up. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Hook your friends up. If it means that I'm going to take a pay cut so you can join in and we win, which means eventually I can get more money, why not? If I was able to put my homegirl onto something, come on, let's make this money together. At this point, he has enough money, so it's not even about the money. Yes, the money matters, and that's probably why they want to do some type of investigation, because they feel like they got, and they did. Oh well, it happens all the time.
There you go.
I'm not mad at him. He wants to win. He got his homeboys to get on the team. Now we all can make this money together. They're gonna be at the bar when they win the championship later, drinking it up and toasting it up. Fine. If the NBA feels like they should have, like they got, oh well, pay attention next time.
Nick?
Yeah, I agree. Like, listen, Philly, we need more parades, So if
we do,
James Harden can make that shit happen. Listen, I'm all for it. You know, how long's it been since the Sixers won a championship? Like the 80s?
Yeah, 83. That's
so come
how
on,
many how many years is that? 40? Almost
39 years.
Yeah.
People don't move to play to teams, you know, if they can help it just to play, they come to win. So that's what he's obviously trying to do, and
gotcha.
I'm all for it.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to this story, and I'm trying to tell you, this is a young man that I root for so much. I want this guy, you know, to have the best career he could ever have, whatever field he goes into. Right now, he's a football player for Nebraska. Of course, we're talking about the coldest to ever do it, Crawford, right? They say his name, his middle name is to ever do it. I'm like,
that shit is
your parents got.
That's not his real name. That's not his real middle name.
Your parents got to be some cold mother. Let me bleep that. But your parents really got to, you know, they really had some foresight. Like, man, our son's gonna be a star. Like, to name him that.
His middle name is Juan. That is not his name. The reason
we're talking about him is college players now can get sponsorship deals and licensing deals, you know, in college, so they can get paid now. And he signed with a heating and cooling company, right?
HVAC, yep.
Yeah, HVAC company, and they're saying they're using his name in their slogan, you know, the coldest, right? So I heard the deal allegedly could be worth up to $100,000. I'm like, well, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? That's nice. He can send some money back to the family, keep some himself, you know. So I'm rooting for the young man. Nick, what are your thoughts on, Mr. Crawford?
You know, so they say that, like, you should be really, really, you should name your child, you know, what you want them to be. So that just goes to show, you know, like, you name your kids what you want them to be. Becca said that his middle name is Juan. So that's still fucking hard. The coldest one. That shit is hard.
Yes,
you know, just for the name alone, like, I want this dude, like, to be everything, you know, like, I want his name in lights everywhere.
Yeah.
And he spoke about that too. He said that his mom named him that because she knew he was going to be the best athlete out of everyone in the family. So when we talk about giving our children names intentionally, she did that. And most of us, you know, we want to give African names or, you know, names that have a meaning in the Bible. Like I'm named Rebecca from the Bible. Like, but to name your son the coldest one, Crawford, where's the medal for that? Like, you can't make this stuff up. It sounds like it's a TV character or a character in a book. But to name your son, out of the womb, the coldest one, Crawford, meaning out of all of the Crawfords, he's the coldest one. I'm not mad at mommy for that. Go ahead. I'm not mad at mommy for that. That's what you talk about manifestation. She manifested his whole his whole career with his name. I'm not mad at her.
Absolutely.
And I'm not mad at him either. Go ahead. H, back it up, sir. I ain't mad at you.
I love it. I love it. I hope he gets more sponsorship deals. And one day we see him play in the NFL, because that's a jersey I would buy. Even if he does not end up playing for the Eagles, I still would buy that jersey.
No, that's facts.
You know?
Just the name.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so we got to move on to this next story. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're talking about Dwight Howard. And Dwight Howard's career is coming to an end in the NBA. But it could be beginning in the World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE. Now, he cut a promo on the fly. And he showed up as Show Nuff, right? He kind of took his cue from The Last Dragon, from the Show Nuff character, and nailed it. I mean, you know, and Dwight Howard really has a lot of charisma, but I'm like, man, those wrestling guys get in the character all the time, and they are really good at it, you know? For Dwight Howard's first shot, you know, to do this promo as a pro wrestler, even some of the pros were saying that was really good, you know, just coming in there like that and being able to do that. I'm just like, man, I hope, I hope he does, go through with it. I would like to see him in the ring.
Yeah,
Becca, Dwight Howard, WWE. What do you think about that when you see that?
I'm all for the pivot. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Dominate in one area, tell him bye, and go dominate another one. And the fact that he did Last Dragon is my favorite movie of all time. My favorite movie of all time. I've seen that movie 1,000 million trillion and 2 times. I'm all for it. I say do it. At some point, when you have exceeded the best that you could do in one career, and you still have more life in you, and you're not done yet, do something else. And for him to be able to do that so great, just off the fly like that, I'm sure he'll have to train to kind of stay in that character. But I say do it. Why not? Why not? Release the wiggle. Do it.
Absolutely. Nick, Dwight Howard, we had him here for a year. What do you think?
Shit is dope. When
Absolutely.
when you are a lifelong fan of something, especially like I was a fan, back to when it was WWF. And and so like that it looks like it will be a fun fucking career to have. So good for him.
Absolutely.
He gets a head start too because he's already agile with the body, right? He's already know how to work his body and manipulate it to do whatever. Now he just has to learn the character part and the wrestling part of it because we do know that now that is real. Yeah. So a lot of that's choreographed and he could do that. I'm sure it's somewhat similar to how they play basketball. You gotta make through the moves and alley-oop and all of that. So I'm with it. It'll be interesting to see him go from one career to the next, which is totally different. And if he's as good as the WWE, I'm with it. It's gonna be fun to see him do something else because this is something he wants to do. So you can see the passion in it. So I'm sure he'll make it a good entertainment.
Absolutely. All right. So we got to go to our next story. NYC Point Guards that came on Showtime. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, if you did not watch this documentary, you have to watch it. And the reason why I say that, it's more than a basketball documentary. You would think it's just basketball, but it really touches on the culture, right? So if you're from New York and you watch this, you're going to love it because they go to all 5 boroughs. They're talking to guys who were ball players from all 5 boroughs and what they had to get through and go through to make it all the way to the top, to the pros, right? But they have like like I always say, music is like the theme. Like music is like the background to your life. It's the soundtrack, absolutely. And they had that, And they're talking about like all these stories and stuff like that. Cameron's on there because Cameron before he was a rapper was a ball player, And Cameron like really could play. Like he was like really good, But the rap thing came up, as the basketball thing was going on, and he ended up being better as a rapper. But I'm just like, they showed like all the different places that guys played and everything like that. And it kind of walks you back into, nostalgia where it's like, this guy played here, this guy played there. This was the scene. And, you talk about the MCs that are at the playgrounds, in the for basketball, whatever, right? And they, Rucker Park, and when all the rappers got involved, Fat Joe, JC, they had their own teams at Rucker, So, I mean, they show the whole culture, but the one thing that they really touched on that is really synonymous with New York, and I have family there, and if you have family and friends from New York, trust me, you're going to always catch the showmanship of a person from New York. It's going to come out somehow. Just the showmanship, the bravado. I see it with my own cousins. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, but that's what New York City basketball is about. And it kind of had that on full display. So I'm going to say like this. Again, it's a must watch. If you're from New York, you're going to love it, because it's going to take you back. And if you've been to New York enough times, it's going to kind of take you back, and particularly with the music and everything like that. And it kind of gives you an insight of why New Yorkers are the way they are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, they go talk to you, they go talk mess to you. You know what I'm saying? And and they're going to enjoy it while doing it. So shout out to New York. Just shout to the whole New York for this whole thing. It's great. And I would say everybody, you know, I'm like, whether you're a fan of basketball, you're a fan of the culture, you know what I'm saying, and you're a fan of bravado and showmanship, this is the documentary to watch. So everybody go check that out.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me before, and I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, but I will watch it with hubby just so we can kind of, because I remember being younger and going to the village, to the Rucker, and watching them play ball. Just, you know, I think that is definitely part of the culture. Sports and music kind of intertwine the culture. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we gotta go here. Y'all already know where I'm going. Y'all know what season it is all year long. It's city season.
Hey.
City all day. You know, no, not the scoreboard. We can't show them the scoreboard yet. We gotta get the scoreboard out of here. We can't show them that yet. You know what I'm saying? I got commentary for that.
We gotta tally it up.
Yeah. We you know, we're in the third quarter though. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta start with Neo. It's very messy. What's going on with Neo? It's very messy. You know, the wife said he cheated all the years that they've been married and everything like that. Neo's been in the news for a lot of the wrong reasons. He ain't even been in the news for the music. I'm like, man, you know, he's clout chasing in Philly at Target. That's a whole nother story itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's cheating on the wife. The Lucky Day story came out, you know what I'm saying? You know, and people heard about the Lucky Day story at his house.
Yeah.
And you know, and then and the whole gay rumor thing, that's coming back up. Neo is just in some mess right now, you know?
Crazy.
But you know what, Nick, I'm going to throw it to you. Neo, I don't really know where to begin when I talk about the bull, but we ain't talking about music. We're talking about everything else.
Right.
He just, whenever I hear anything about his romantic or his love life, like it's just always messy. You know, when he was married to Moneta. You know, the whole thing about him, you know, her getting, you know, I hate to, what is the word?
Tube tied.
Yeah, to get her tubes tied so that she can't have kids, but then he done went and married again and had kids. It's just, and then like what made it like, are you here yet? When his wife put up that post on Instagram, which he like told all the business and he turned around and liked it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to kind of give a backstory before I post that. So Neo and Moneta were together for a few years. They were together before he was the Neo that we know, right? And they had 2 children together, and according to Neo, they had a conversation about them not wanting any more children, especially when his career got popping. They had decided they didn't want any more children. She went and got her tubes tied. She did get it. We found out later on that what she got was reversible. So if she wanted to have children later on, she can. But in the beginning, that was not said. So everybody thought that he stopped her from having children. But he had a cheating rumors. So supposedly he cheated on her with his current wife, Crystal. Whether they cheated and she ended up in his video, or she was a video girl and then that's how they cheated and ended up together, who knows? But this is a classic case of how you get them, how you lose them, right? And even though they've been together for 10 years, they just renewed their vows recently and just had a new baby. So their baby is only a few months old, and they were supposed to get divorced during the pandemic. They were on the verge of getting a divorce during the pandemic, but because they were stuck in a house together, they made up. But now it's seeming like he's according to her, a narcissist. He has a lot of women that he sleeps with unprotected, that, you know, she's heartbroken and disgusted. And then he likes this particular. Yeah. So they got married, had three children together, and then all of a sudden, here we are with them now getting a divorce again. And she put out this long tweet about him being a narcissist, and she's tired of it, and she's endured as much as she can, but now she's fully tired. And then, of course, everyone is starting to think about, how'd you get him? You supposedly was the side chick, allegedly was the side chick, and now you know he's cheating on you the way you got him while he was cheating on his first wife. So some some dogs don't learn new tricks. They have the same type of damn tricks. And although Neo may be, questionable, they've been questioning his sexuality for a while. Either way, she married him. They got 3 kids. And he puts out this particular response. For the sake of our children, my family and I will work through our challenges behind closed doors. Personal matters are not meant to be addressed and dissected in public forums. I simply ask that you please respect me and my family's privacy at this time. Meanwhile, every damn interview he does, he talks about how much he loves his wife.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Libra. I've never dated a Libra man. Maybe this is why.
Okay.
Idea.
The scales this one way and then the other way, and okay.
Yeah, because one thing with a Libra, one thing with us Libras is once that Libra scale tip, it's smoke in the city.
Oof.
So we will weigh the scales as much as we can, but once they tip, it's a wrap. So maybe this is why I never dated a Libra.
Got you. All right.
Real quick, shout out to Monyetta because she is one of the only sane people on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's on at the front of the show with Candy, and shout out to her.
Got you. Okay. We're moving on to this young man right here, Zach Wilson, the quarterback of the Jets in his 2nd season, and he's really a city boy. Man, you just come on the scene and you're a city boy. Zach Wilson has to be about 23 years old, but the city boy is in him, So let me set this up, right? So his homie sleeps with his girlfriend, which is now the ex-girlfriend, right? But Zach Wilson, instead of just, doing something normal, like I'm going to get rid of the chick, or, I'm going to beat the crap out of dude, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be my homie and then do that to me. No, Zach Wilson goes full city boy. And you know what he does? He just like, man, I'm gonna make my homie, my stepson by sleeping with his mom. That's wild. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. I'm just like, when I heard that, I'm like, man, I don't know. He must have been hanging around some city boy legends like Stevie J to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? He had to be. I'm just like, who comes up with that? And in training camp, they asked him about it, and he said, no, I'm not going to talk about that. So he ain't say it wasn't true, it didn't happen. He just said, I ain't going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which means it did happen. It's crazy, and then here's the thing. One more thing. They're glossing over him sleeping with the mom or whatever, and they're bashing the homie and just saying, his ex-homie or whatever, and be like, yo, man, you don't do your homie like that, right? So he's kind of getting the pass on sleeping with the mom. But anyway, Becca, young city boy right here, Zach Wilson, goes from, being hurt to sleeping with moms, making his homie his stepson. Becca, what are your thoughts on this madness right here?
You ain't got to get him back like that. You ain't got to get him back like that, sir. It is too young for him to be so future-like. It's ridiculous. Out of all women, how do you? That is some chick shit to do. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if he start acting up, switch and take his friend, like switch and take her mom's, that is a whole new remix. Listen, he's only getting away with it because he's white. Because if that was anybody black, they'd have been roasting. But instead, they're congratulating. Such is life.
I don't know. I think if Future did it, he'd be okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if anybody else was to do that, they'll just be like, "Yo, that's crazy."
No, like a regular black guy. No, it wouldn't fly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely would not fly.
No, it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying, Nick? What do you think about this?
Shout out to him, but the mom. Like, that's where I'm stuck at. Like, the mom was a willing participant. She took part in this whole fuckery. So, like, that's what's fucking me up. Like, okay, he's young, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But the mom.
Maybe the mom was a city girl, too.
Man, mama she ain't have no love for the son, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never liked you anyway.
Like, all right. Stifler's mom.
That's kind of worse than Steph Curry's parents switching spouses.
Oh my God,
yeah. That's wild. That's wild too. That's somewhere in city news somewhere. We that's pending developments. We're gonna see what happens with that.
That's
But you know what
sexually
though?
fluid though.
I'm glad when you talk about Neo, you said narcissist. We're gonna bring up another guy who everyone seems to call narcissist, and that is T.I. Right? And once again, T.I. has comments about, you know what I'm saying, how men and women cheat.
He would know. He would know.
I'm
with
like,
his cheating ass.
Here's the thing, T.I. always sides with, like if a man is rich, right? Then you should just accept it. That is really his answer to anything cheating. Like, look, if he rich, like, sweetheart, you should just accept that. And that's it. Like, that's really, really what he says every time he talks about this man-woman thing. But do we have his comments? Did you read his comments or what he said?
Yeah, he said women cheat with potential mates, men cheat with disposable women. Yeah. He would know because he's been disposing of them for the past 20 years. He would know. And he's in Atlanta just like Neo is. So him and Neo probably out there disposing of women together.
Oh, boy.
And the way he looked with his dad bod, I'm sure he hasn't been disposed of a woman in a while. So he needs to hush. He needs to hush, okay? He needs to hush.
Weird. Yeah, especially with them nasty rumors. Yeah. It's a shame because, like, Bring 'Em Out was, like, one of my favorite songs. Rubber Band Man still goes hard. And it's like, T.I., just fucking keep it on the music.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about your philosophies of life.
Yeah, really but you know what, though?
He could be quiet expeditiously.
But this is another thing where you got to separate the man from the music. I think we've been doing this, the last few years now. We got to separate the man from the music.
This goes back to when I was telling you, like, back in the day, like a while ago, when Raymond Simone was in the news all the time for just talking, and I was like, we like our celebrities quiet. Like, just give us the art, because once you start giving us your opinions, it goes left, and now we're looking at you different. Now we can't hear your song the same. We can't watch your movie the same. Just give us the art and shut the hell up. Everything else you can keep to yourself. We don't care. Because we already know we already know what he does. He's a cheater.
And then, like, going with his daughter to, like, the gynecologist, remember that? Like,
very, very narcissistic.
That was wild.
That is very narcissistic. My father would never talk to my doctor about my vagina. Never.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Never.
Okay. So we gotta move on. And we're moving on to the man who never quit, the man who would never die. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Odom, again commenting on Khloe Kardashian, right? And now he's saying, yo, you could have hollered at me about that baby or whatever, right? Now, Tristan Thompson already asked this man, did he want to die again? Like, so Tristan really, like, do not be playing games with him. Like, yo, if I catch you in the street, it's on. Like, but Lamar Odom really has, like, no fear of Tristan Thompson or anybody else who's with Khloe. He just don't. Like, I mean, this is wild when you think about it. It's just wild, I really don't know where to begin. And I know Tristan Thompson's going to threaten him again, and we'll see what happens with that. But Nick, this whole situation, what are your thoughts on it?
I guess, once you see death, they say that, you just come back and, you don't fear nothing. But, like, I guess he feels like Khloe is the love of his life because anything she does, he's on it. And he always has a comment about, anything that's going on in her life. I want, but apparently she don't feel the same way.
No.
Lamar Odom, I was rooting for you. Like, really, when he came back, he was doing good. He was getting clean and sober and all that. Now he just seems to be addicted to talking about Khloe. And I want better for him. I'm not saying that Khloe is not. I mean, I want him to have a better hobby.
Becca, what are we thinking about LO?
Talk
Ella,
about persistent. Talking about
yeah.
persistent. Like that man want. And listen, if Chloe ever feels unloved, Lamar Odom will make her forget that because she's out here chasing the wrong dude, and Lamar is like, "What about me? Take me back. Hi, I love you."
Yo,
Like
listen.
I feel like he's doing the most. The Lamar, Tristan, Chloe trifecta, I think is gonna be forever because she's never gonna stop wishing Tristan was a better man to her. Lamar is never going to stop wishing he can get Chloe back. Lamar's going to always want to smoke with Tristan. So they're going to be in the news until one of them passes away. Like, that's just how it's going to be forever.
But Lamar Odom did pass away and come back, and he came back.
He came back still wanting Chloe. He came back still wanting Chloe. So I kind of, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think if Chloe was to go back to Lamar, I think he actually might treat her right this time because he really wants her. Like, and she's been chasing Tristan for so long, and it just never works out. And I feel like just how like Nick J wants better for Lamar, I want better for Chloe. Maybe the two of them will do a whole Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez situation and get back together 20 years from now and make it work. Spin the block, Chloe. He obviously wants you. I think he would actually treat her right this time. I think he has been on every TV show, every outlet that is on the planet Earth, and maybe even one on Mars. He's been talking about her. He wants her back. I think she should give him another chance. Maybe it may work out.
Maybe, you know, I'm gonna say like this, like in some of those songs, like Drake, the Drake song "Controller," he like, "Will you die for me?" Right? Like, yo, Lamar Odom, like, yes, I will die for you, and I have done it before. Like, I mean, man, you know, if that ain't commitment, I don't know what it is. But man, willing to die for you and actually does it. I'm just saying, you know, maybe he for real about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, she should spin the block. Ask Jennifer Lopez. Sometimes it works 20 years later.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Now we got to get to the famous Scoreboard City season.
Hey,
what's happening with the Scoreboard? The City Girls is trying to close the lead. They were down by 11 points, and now it's 8. You know what I'm saying? City Girls are still well within control of what's going on, but the City Boys are trying to make a run. They're trying to make a run here. You know,
City Girls is up.
I like City Girls is still up, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, they still maintain a strong lead. I think, you know, between Jada Pinkett and Lori Harvey, I think they got 30 points apiece personally of the 92. I think they have 60 of the 92 personally, but I'm just saying, you know.
Don't forget Lori's mother. She got some points in there too.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, who's it? Marjorie? That's
Marjorie
a mom, right?
Harvey, yes.
Marjorie's like the coach GM. Yeah, Marjorie has like a bomb squad, and that's why they're winning. You know, Marjorie, you know, is
definitely taught her daughter well.
Look, Lori, this is what you do. City Girls all day, like, you know, so it's crazy what's happening. But I'm just like, man, City Boys, y'all trying. I'm like, musically, y'all have nothing right now because Future's like in his feelings. He's not doing the records we need. The baby is not around. We're not getting but the girls are getting the records out. They just have all the records right now. You know, they're steamrolling that. So City Girls are up. I'm gonna say like this, fellas, check back in a couple weeks. The score will be updated, and maybe they might close the lead, and maybe they won't. I don't know. It's still in the third quarter, so we still got a fourth quarter to go. That's in the fall, y'all. Fellas, the fourth quarter is in the fall. When fall starts is when the fourth quarter starts. All right? There we go.
Y'all still got time, boys.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's fire it off to the Mark 5. You know what I'm saying? We're talking Biggie, and we're talking this guy from Mississippi, Notorious B1.
Oh, boy.
Now, here's the thing with Notorious B1, right? Now, if he just stuck to, yo, I think Biggie and Puff stole my song, right? Because it was the juicy beat. They both rapped over it. I could see that. You know, Puff, you know, before he got, you know, let go from Uptown, you know what I'm saying? Like he took a lot of music with him, unreleased music, and gave it to, you know, the artist that he was, you know, branding and about to put out. So I'm like, I can see how that happens, but here's where Notorious B1 loses me. Oh, he copied my whole style. I'm like, uh, wait a minute, hold on. Biggie's one of the best rappers of all time, and you sound whack. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what other way to put it. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
disrespect, y'all mean for the anybody in Mississippi. Y'all mean shout out to David Banner. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, look, man, dude, you wasn't it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why your record stayed in Mississippi. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing else to say on that. But I'm like, man, but to have this Biggie slander, you know, like he would have to copy somebody. I like this is more of a Puff problem. You know what I'm saying? It is a
Absolutely.
Biggie problem, right? But you know what, Beck, I'm gonna start with you, you know what I'm saying, for real, because you're from BK, you know what I mean, New York. Biggie, you know what I'm saying, is one of the best, you know what I mean, for real, probably your GOAT, you know what I'm saying? So, Becca, what do you think about this whole thing right now?
Booker, stand up. Get this nigga out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
First of all, we already know what's gonna happen when you try to come after Biggie. Shine didn't shine because he sounded like Biggie because he's not Biggie. And then this one, Notorious B1, like get out of here, man. First of all, go sit down. There will never be another Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. Like it's never gonna happen. I understand that you may want to be Biggie, but you're not gonna be Biggie. So just go ahead and just go somewhere. Create your own career. I can't stand it when people try to ride the coattails of another artist and then Notorious B.I.G. Like I'm biased, so this my opinion is all the way biased. I'm reeking of Brooklyn bias opinion right now. Brooklyn, stand up. Notorious B.I.G. Stop it, sir. B1, go have a seat. Like, we don't even know who you are. Like we don't believe you. You need more people. Get out of here.
Hey, Nick.
I couldn't even get through the song. Oh
Goodness.
it was
That's what's really bad.
I was like, yo, I gotta turn this bullshit off. The name is whack, the song is whack, the intro was whack. I forget even what they were saying, like go fat boy or go big belly or something. It was strange. I was like, you gotta
2
be
thumbs down.
me.
He gets 0 mics for that. 0 mics for that. Go sit down.
Garbage. All right. So we gotta move to this next topic. You know what I'm saying? We're talking Mace and Fabio Foreign. Mace signed Fabio Foreign to a deal and gave him a $5,000 advance. Mace came out and said, I'm Puffy 2.0, right? And if you know anything about Puff, you know what I'm saying? They allegedly, you know, he robbed his artist blind and all type of stuff. And then when you think about Mace, you know, after Mace signed the deal that he, you know, wasn't good for him, you know, according to him or whatever, he goes and starts a church and he's taking people money from the church. And now he's, you know what I'm saying? You know, Fabio Foreign is an upcoming artist, you know what I mean, for real, who's shining right now in the new school. And Mace still has a piece of whatever he makes, and he only needed a $5,000 advance to do it. I mean, this is crazy, but Mace is still getting paid because Fabio Foreign's on fire out here. You know what I'm saying? So he's on a lot of big records right now, and Mace is collecting all the money. You know what I'm saying, Nick? When you've heard Mace was behind Fabio Foreign and how the details of the deal and everything, what do you think?
So Rika's saying that Mace told Wallow and Gilly he gave him $750,000.
No, that's not true. Now that I know for a fact.
Well, he later signed an actual deal worth $750K, but that $5K advance is for real.
Yeah, he didn't give him anything, and Mace still gets money off of Fabio Foreign. But go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, that shit is whack. Like I hate to keep saying the word whack, but come on, like. You know,
it applies so much.
And all this shit, you know, talking about, you know, how Puff did you. Like somebody got to sit Pastor Mason Betha down. Like, yo, this is not how you do it. You know, like, And it's a shame because, like, Fabio, like, I fuck with him. Like, he's one of the new rappers that I actually fuck with. And, like, he's everywhere. He is so sad. He did that song with the City Girls. He did the song with Cardi. You know, like
he did the one with Kanye and Alicia Keys and
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's sad, and Mace got to do better. You know, he didn't
as Wallow should.
He didn't like
Becca
what was supposedly done to him. So why the fuck would you do that to somebody else?
Right. I understand. Becca, what do you think?
Listen, if you can't beat him, join him was a person. First of all, how you gonna get mad what Puffy did to you, and then you go do it to Puffy? If you're not the pot calling the kettle and the kettle calling the pot, what are you doing, sir? All you got out of Fabio was $5K. Now, supposedly, what Rika said is true. He did end up doing a whole deal for $750,000, but that's still like, Fabio got a song with Nicki Minaj. Like, if Mace is out here still getting money from Fabio, then he need to shut all the way up about what Puffy did to him, because Puffy's still cashing on Mace checks. And if he's okay with cashing those Fabio checks, then he should be okay with Puffy cashing those Mace checks. If you can't beat him, join him. He now understands why Puffy did what he did. So he Harlem shook his ass right to the church because he wasn't getting no money from Puffy. P. Diddy, Sean Love Combs, whatever he's naming himself today. Right. And he came back and tried to do
that shit.
And he decided to come do it the same way. So if you can't beat him, join him. That's it.
Got you.
Yo, I forgot.
All right, so
that love shit. That was wild.
Crazy, right? You know, so man, we got Will Smith. I thought he already apologized, but now this is the public apology, right? I didn't even listen to the whole thing because I thought he already apologized, number one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why do you keep bringing this up? I'm just like, oh, I thought you slapped him, and then you apologize at the Oscars, got banned, then you apologize again, like on Instagram or something. So to me, this is like the third or fourth apology. I don't really care at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, but I guess, he got public backlash. I'm like, did anybody hear Summertime on the radio? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't think that I've heard Summertime unless I play. You know, so I'm like, the backlash was real. Like, you know, it's some companies that still deal with them, you know, regardless of what happened, but some companies do not. You know, Nick, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're in Philly. We're talking Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Just what do you think about the fourth apology? Because that's from my estimation, it's like the fourth one. You know, was it necessary? You know, why is he doing this now? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to it. Like, you know, it clearly. I saw on the news where he had like a couple of deals and shit in the making. He's Will Smith. Like, the shit obviously was going to blow over. I don't know why he brought it back up. You know, I
don't get it.
Philly is lame for not playing Summertime.
Yeah, Philly definitely lame for that. I just like, man, you know, they definitely lame for not playing Summertime. I'm like, how you going to let some outsiders tell you what to do? You Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? You see anybody telling me what to do? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Just like, man. Anyway, don't even let me go on that tangent. Like, damn, Mark, y'all ain't even talk about Beyonce. My bad. Becca, go ahead.
I did watch the apology, and it was very sad. He was slow talking. He was slurring his words. He was pausing, trying to get the words out. He pretty much said that he's very sorry, that he hopes that Chris Rock can forgive him, and that he's not going to force Chris Rock to talk to him whenever he's ready, he's available. He's not even going to continue to blame anybody else or anything else. So he took full responsibility and said, it was me. I shouldn't have did that. It was horrible. I'm so sorry. And if you're willing to talk to me, I'm here for whatever. I feel like this is the 10th apology. So, okay, we get it. You're sorry. Okay.
Right.
But at least he said something that we can visually see, because sometimes we don't know if the person is tweeting, if it's really them or their publicist tweeting, right? We do know that his wife with her big ass mouth done already said that the two of them are grown men, so she's staying out of it. She's not even going to take responsibility and say, listen,
of course not.
You know, my husband, please forgive my husband nothing. She said, oh, that's on them. They're two grown men. Let them figure it out. So she already trifling as hell. So he ain't got no support there, right? So the man is on his own. So I'm not saying to give him any grace or give him any credit, but he's really out on his own and trying to figure this shit out on his own. So at least there's a actual apology that we heard from his lips that he gave. And at this point, the ball is in Chris Rock's court, right? He can either talk to Will Smith or not talk to Will Smith. And whatever Chris decides to do, I think everyone is going to be okay with that, because people love the Smiths, but they don't love the Smiths like we used to. I think the Smiths image is tainted, not only from Jada, but also from this particular situation. So maybe it will work out. I hope it does. Maybe in a couple years, they can have an actual visual sit down and we could see them talk about it. Because I really want Chris to give Will the business. Like, you shouldn't have slapped me in front of all people. Like, but Chris Rock is not that kind of personality. He's going to take the high road, because I don't see Chris wilding out like that. I don't see him doing that. Like, that's not his personality. Thanks, Will. We okay for the 10th apology. We get it,
right.
But
well, I do have one question for you, Becca. Do you think Will was emotional and that's why he was slurring his words, or did he have a drink before?
I think he was scared. He looked afraid. He looked like, I have to do this because the people been asking for it. Enough time has passed, so I should do this. I really want to do this, but it scares the shit out of me to do this. So he was like, Chris, I'm sorry. I should have never done that. It is my responsibility. I take full responsibility for it. Like, the way he was talking, it was almost like, you know how you think before you speak? It was like he was thinking slowly and speaking slowly. He didn't want to make any mistake. So it did seem like he was genuine, but very scared to do it. And he knew that he was going to get some backlash for it, and kind of already hearing all the backlash in his mind as he's saying it. Thanks.
Well,
yeah.
I'll say like this. Will, if you ever hear this, right? Kobe and Shaq sat down with each other and made amends. And that beef was way worse than what you have with Chris Rock. So if those two men, R.I.P. Kobe, if those two men could sat down and hash things out, and guess what? I'm guessing you and Chris Rock can hash things out. That's just my personal opinion.
I give it a few more years, maybe 2 more years, maybe Chris will do it. Or maybe Chris won't. Maybe Chris will just start joking with him.
All right, so we're going to stay in Philly. And, of course, we're talking about Kevin Hart. You know, and Kevin Hart is always doing something you crazy to make you laugh. Let's get these pictures up here. Okay, so I'm going to set it up for you. Kevin Hart, Chris Rock does a show. I think this was in New York. Dave Chappelle showed up. Kevin Hart shows up with a goat, right? Yes. And names the goat Will Smith, right? So that's crazy in itself. But Kevin Hart ain't done. He shows up at Chris Brown's concert right now. If you don't know, Chris Brown has been on a tour. And if you want a photo with Chris Brown and backstage VIP type stuff, you got to pay $1,000, right? Kevin Hart crashed this woman's photo with Chris Brown. It was Kevin Hart and Fabulous. And my bad, I had to cut out Fabulous. I'm sorry. But this is what Kevin Hart does. It's never not a moment that he's not going to steal the moment. It's just who he is. It's what he does. Nick, let me go to you. Kevin Hart, his antics. I rolled around on the floor when I seen both pictures. Just what do you think?
Yeah, it was funny. It was cute. I think the bombing of the photo bombing is funny, and I hope that he paid for the young lady's picture, but
that would have been nice. Absolutely.
But, nice 2-for-1 photo.
Yeah, absolutely. Becca, Kevin Hart.
I love it. I love when people everybody, a lot of people are not big Kevin Hart fans because they think that he's silly. Like, they don't really find him to be good. a true comedian, quote unquote. They find him to be silly, right? And that's his niche. I love it. I love him and Nic's canon back and forth where they wrap the whole plane with his face. I love the fact that he bought the goat out, and Chris Rock seemed to take it as a joke. He wasn't offended by it at all. If I was that chick and I'm taking a picture with Chris Brown, so many damn Chris's. Chris Brown and Kevin Hart jumps in my picture, I'm not gonna be mad at all. Like, that's a twofer. I would pay $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown and Kevin Hart. I'm not mad at that. And Fabulous. Yep. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think it was funny. I think it's cool. I think it's great when celebrities don't take themselves too serious. I'm sure everybody that was around for the picture, as well as the goat situation, thought it was funny. I think we need those laughs. We need those impromptu, spontaneous laughs. And Kevin Hart is the one to do it. So I love it. I thought it was funny.
Absolutely. All right, so we got to go to this right here. We talking classic level. You know what I'm saying? For real rap stuff right here. Raekwon, Purple Tape, built for Cuban Links, 27 years. 27 years old. This is my favorite for real album out of the Wu-Tang period. You know, this is my album right here. I'm just like, yo. I'm like, it's crazy though, because I'm just like, man, people have gave me the name Chef based on Raekwon's character. They were just like, hey, Mark, yo, if you was from New York, you probably act just like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you know, he's my favorite out the Wu. You know what I mean? Personally, you know, I mean, because he's street. He's like, you know, a little grimy or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, that's right up my alley. Yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's always fresh. So Raekwon's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, so this album was crazy to me. It's definitely a classic. I see why it stood the test of time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But you mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, you know? Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Teen, if you actually hung out with me in Philly, you would see what it is. Like, next. You know what I mean? Now, I would say like this. It's a classic album. So I'm like an album that I loved, an album that I still listen to today. Like, that's how good it was. You know what I'm saying? Nick, you brought this to my attention, and I was like, yo, we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We're talking Raekwon, Purple Tape, you know, classic level.
So I am a huge Wu-Tang fan. I don't know if anybody has ever known this. Rika said this. I agree. It goes back and forth between the Purple Tape, which I don't know anybody from our era who says only built for Cuban links. It's always the Purple Tape. But you know, between this and God damn it, I live on the corner. I'm living in Philly. It is just always sirens. I apologize.
That's real time. Let them know that we do this for real.
Philly is always on some shit. Always.
Philly in the background. Shout out to Philly in the background.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, it's going past. The Purple Tape still. Oh my God, yo, you put on Glaciers of Ice. Oh, that shit is. Oh my God. That is my shit. The whole thing. Like, I'm looking. Oh my God. Listen. Shout out to Raekwon. That shit is hard.
Yeah. For me, it was Can It Be All So Simple?
Yeah.
That was it. Like those line of cars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the guys had on the Helly Hansen and the Hill figure and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the cream low. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, yo, like, I'm like, yo, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you know, and I had a Helly Hansen back in the day. Like, you know, seriously, I felt like a boss in that joint. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for another day. You know what I'm saying? But Becca, Raekwon, Purple Tape, we're talking classic rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on it?
She gets stuck.
Yeah, I don't know. She might be a little frozen or something like that.
Well, shout out to someone who wants to who loves the album cover.
Yeah, he wants. Yeah, Sean wants to do the album cover. He wants to do it again. You know what I'm saying? that'd be that first thing. You know, I told Sean before that would be dope. I want to see it personally. You know, yeah, you're right. No skips. Yeah,
I did freeze, Rika.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it happens. What I was gonna say is 27 years makes me feel old. I feel old, and what's so crazy is that it's not only this, but classic rap albums that I listened to as a kid, somewhat or younger, are now 25, 30 years old. Like Biggie and Tupac died they were killed 25 years ago. Like it's nostalgic when you start to hear about all of these albums. It's really nostalgic. I'm an R&B chick, so I can't quote Wu-Tang songs like that. Sorry, y'all. But so Rika's asking what's your favorite track though. I don't know, whatever.
Verbal Intercourse. Nas verse was insane. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Nas verse of all time. You know what I mean? Shout out to Rick Wine. But you know what I mean? Nas definitely stole the show on that track. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna just say Queens get the money for Sean.
Oh, all right, yeah, me for hey, you know, I got you. All right, you know what I'm saying? Well, that wraps up the Mark 5. Now, the moment of truth is here. We're talking Beyonce, the Renaissance album Act 1, right? Now, listen, I'm gonna give y'all. I mean, what up, more? I'm gonna give y'all my quick take, you know what I'm saying, on what's going on. But I'm gonna let the Beehive take over after that. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all definitely gonna want to hear from them more than you want to hear from me. Right? First thing I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna give my quick review of the album. I thought the album's dope. That's number one. It's house influenced, dance, bounce. I'm just like, yo, you know, look.
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, well, Beyonce can't say that. Not on the record. But I'm like, to me, I'm with it because I'm like, yo, I'm like, she's an R&B artist, she's a pop artist, right? But I'm like, yo, you know, she went into something different and she was able to pull it off. Like, you know, and I said this before about the Drake album a couple weeks ago, right? And it seemed like some people ain't learned, so I got to teach you your lesson again, right? Look, number one, if you only listen, you know what I mean, for your lifetime to rap and R&B and you never got into any other genre of music, I cannot take your opinion that seriously. Sorry, can't do it. You know, can't do it, won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you know, now, if somebody tells me, yo, Mark, you know, the album just ain't for me. I ain't saying it ain't good, but it just ain't my vibe. I can get with that type of comment. But when people say, yo, it's trash, I'm like, dude, I'm like, yo, you still play old New Edition and old Jay-Z, and that's it. And you want to tell me, you know what I mean, what you know about music, you don't know much. You know what I'm saying? So don't even talk to me about that. But I thought the album was really good. It was a change of pace. It's upbeat, it's celebratory. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I'm like, they gonna be playing these records, man. You know what I'm saying? I like, man, if you don't like it, get used to it because it's gonna dominate your airwaves. And if you ever go out, right, you better go to your hood bar. You better go there. Because if you go where they partying at, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? Shoot, it ain't gonna happen like that. So I'm like, hey, look, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Becca, I'm gonna come to you first. What did you think about the album?
I enjoyed it. I'm loving the feel good vibe from it. I love the fact, like what Rika said, the transitions. It really is a long song. Like you can play it and the songs just run into each other. It's nonstop. For me, the trifecta is Cuff It, Energy, and Break My Soul. Those three songs are back to back, and it's a vibe. It gets you because when you hear Break My Soul, you're like, what kind of album are we dealing with? But when you hear Cuff It, Energy, and Break My Soul together, it drives you into the rest of the album where it's a dance type of album. Yeah. Whether you like house music or not, if you just like feel good music when you're in the party, it reminds me of back in the day when you used to go to the club and the dance floor used to be full. Now it's the dance floor is completely empty. Everybody's around the wall or in sections with their phone and they're taking their cute little Snapchat videos. And it's not the same anymore. So it brought me back to where the walls were sweaty and everybody was on the dance floor and there was no room and people bumping into you because they dancing so hard. It does give you a Vegas rooftop vibe. It does give you a rave vibe. You know, it kind of does give you, you know, it does do that for you. And if that's not your thing, then okay, that's not your thing. But if you want a music where you can actually dance and feel the vibe, and even with some of the lyrics, she's talking about loving yourself and not caring about what people think anymore, switching it up, you know, getting a little, you know, feeling yourself a little bit. And I think we needed that because I know for me, I'm like what you mentioned earlier, Mark. My playlist is stuck in the 90s. I don't want to be called a bitch or a hoe in music anymore. Every once in a while I may feel that vibe, but I don't want to be called.
But is it more than two genres stuck in the 90s?
No.
See, there you go.
No, it's not. I listen to rap, you know, I do get my little Kim on and my Foxy Brown on and my Jay-Z on. But then I could bump a little Capella Gray every now and then. So yeah, it's a mixture, but this
I like the switch. You know, some people, man, you know what I'm saying, they just want to trash something, but I'm like, nah, man, listen, you know, you got the kind of party all over, you know what I mean, to feel the vibe, because sometimes you can listen to something, but you ain't in the mix. So I'm just like, man, you don't really feel the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people like to hate on
to feel the vibe.
People like to hate on Beyonce just because she's good at what she does, and she's able to switch genres and do R&B and be good at it, do a country song and be good at it, and then come back and talk her shit and be good at it. So people just find it popular to hate on it anyway. But overall, I liked it. Overall, I will be playing it. If I hear it in a club, I'm gonna be bopping to it if I go to a club. I enjoyed it. It's not only because I'm a Beyonce fan, but I'm a good music fan, a good vibe music fan. I think we need that. Music definitely needs some uplifting because it got very sad and emo and suicidal the past 2 years.
It did.
So we need a dance music. We need dance music from Drake. It's perfect. He's the one to do it. Beyonce is definitely going to give you those dance vibes. There's a lot of captions for pictures in her lyrics, so I'm with it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Nick. I mean, what you think? You know what I'm saying? I know you're ready to do it. What you think?
Anyway,
Tina.
Yeah. See, that's just hate.
No, shout out to Uncle Johnny, because Beyonce's Uncle Johnny, who is really her cousin, I believe. You know, he inspired the album. He put her onto the culture and all of this stuff. And speaking of the culture, shout out to Philly's own Kevin Jay-Z prodigy, who is an icon. He is an icon commentator. He is an icon in Vogue Femme. I just saw him not too long ago at Pride. And if you listen to Pure/Honey, you are going to hear him. Okay? He is, what I'm telling you, he is giving cunt. He is giving feminine. He is giving sex. Okay.
Yes.
And shout out to Philly Ballroom. Okay. Speaking of Philly Ballroom in America has a problem. Beyonce says it's Kundala. If you know, like I know, that is Samantha James, aka Cookie Tookie, who is also legendary. She is legendary body. You know, let's give it up for the femme queens. I don't have a picture here. While we are on the LGBTQIA plus community, shout out to T.S. Madison, because she is featured.
Black bitch.
Listen, dark skin. This isn't cozy. Dark skin, light skin, fluorescent. I forget what she said, but
beige. She said, "I'm beige. I'm black, bitch."
We are black, bitch. And but there are other people featured. But listen, Big Frida, like come on.
Frida.
The second Beyonce single, and it is a hit. Big
see,
Frida,
man, see, you going too far for him. You know what I mean? Some people don't know that New Orleans bounce. They don't
that
know.
Big Frida. I
They
fucks
don't
with
know.
Big Frida.
Some people don't know that. That Mark, I ain't never party to that. I'm quite sure you have it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. It's all right
while
though.
I am here, I want to give a shout out to the legends, because don't be mistaken, this album was influenced by ballroom, which is a part of Black and Latino culture. Okay, so let's give it up for Avis Pendavis, Dorian Corey, Crystal and Lottie LaBeija, Willie Ninja, Hector Extravaganza, the House of Mizrahi, Paris Dupree, Octavia St. Laurent, and all of the legends here, you know, that are gone, have gone on to the other side, who are still here, carrying the tradition on. Shout out to everybody in ballroom culture.
And Black queer culture too. A lot of the times people don't understand that, you know, outside of what you may personally believe sexual whatever, right? Your sexual your preferences. A lot of that house vibe, feel good music comes from a lot of Black queer artists that you may not even know about. And it outside of, it's almost like, you know, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But this is definitely a celebration, feel good type of album. You don't have to have any type of feelings towards the lifestyle to like the good music that it brings.
There you go.
This is one of those type of albums, and it is Act 1, so I'm believing that there's 3 acts. So the rumor is Act 1 was house, dance. Act 2 might be R&B. Act 3 might be country. That's what the rumor is. I'm not sure how true that is, but you know, when it comes to Beyonce, she could say, I'm going to do a dance album and come out with a whole rap album, because you know she spit the way she was spitting on ape shit. She could pull out a rap album real quick. If she wanted to, she could get the Migos to write her some more songs and do a whole rap album. If she wanted to.
Or Savage with Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah,
right. So it's very.
Yeah, I mean, she did that.
It's very possible. So I think she just gave people another reason to hate her, that she can do something that is outside of what the norm is, and do good at it. You know, there's haters, of course, when it comes to Beyonce music, but you know, they come and they go.
You know,
they still dance to her music, even though they be hating on her.
Oh yeah, you know
they dance to this album. I'll clean to this album. I will even have sex with this album. I was trying so hard to get this onto the sex playlist with my girlfriend over the weekend. And you know, but she likes her slow jams.
Comfortable in my skin.
Listen, I truly believe.
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, she might want to speed it up. You know, maybe tell the girlfriend, like, man, we speed this up a little bit. You know, speed it up a little bit.
And listen, once you play Plastic Off the Sofa, Nick, she might change her mind a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful song. My favorite songs on this album, and it is very hard to like. Alien Superstar. I like that song. Virgo's Groove. Do y'all even deserve that song? Like, do y'all? And that's probably funny. Church Girl. When I heard Church Girl, I was like, oh,
There's a clip going around of Michelle from Destiny's Child dancing like she's bopping, and you hear Church Girl in the background. It's so funny. From, like I said earlier, my trifecta is Cuff It Energy and Break My Soul. Those 3 songs together, they just flow right into each other, because at the end of Energy, Big Frida comes in, and then when she comes in at the end of Energy is the very beginning of Break My Soul. So the production on this album was incredible. Just the way that it was mixed and mastered so that all the songs flow into each other. And it is not one, even though we did mention some artists that was included, they're not necessarily features or duets, right? They're just added to the song. And it's Beyonce talking her shit. And every so often you got to do that. She said, Monday I'm overrated, Tuesday y'all on my dick. She got to tell y'all.
And she was commentating in that song. She really sounded like she was at a ball commentating.
Yeah, so every so often,
that shit is dope.
We talk about how Beyonce is very private, and she don't really be in people's face like that. She don't really be doing a lot of mixing. She's not mixy at all. But you can tell
I
by the
love.
lyrics. You can tell by the lyrics of these songs that she hear her ear is to the streets, so she hear what people are saying, and the way that Beyonce responds is in her music, and you can hear she's talking her shit. Like, y'all could hate
These
me on Monday,
motherfuckers
but
ain't stopping
let me
me.
in.
These
These
motherfuckers ain't
motherfuckers ain't
stopping
stopping
me.
me. Yeah,
Listen,
it's the bomb. It's the bomb.
when you are on, I mean, just the album cover, just sitting on the horse, like, nah, this
Yeah.
me. I'm the shit.
Man,
Yo, I
let
fuck
me
with
tell
that
you.
vibe so hard.
I'm gonna say like this: like if you out there listening, whether you listening, you loving the conversation, not liking it, I'm just like, look, y'all getting schooled right here. Y'all getting schooled right here. That's what's happening. Y'all, that's what's happening in the vibes. You get schooled. You know what I'm saying? You getting schooled tonight with the Beyonce thing. But we got to turn our attention to the police allegations. We gotta turn our attention there.
No,
I'm
we
gonna
don't.
start off real quick. First thing,
Can't stand
police,
her ass.
you don't own your music. It's owned by Pharrell. Nobody has to talk to you about your music. They don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't own it. I'm like, but that should have been settled with Pharrell a long time ago. You know, you certainly have the means and the financials to talk to Pharrell to own your music. You have that in place. So the fact that you don't own it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have much of a leg to stand on. That's number one, right? Number two, I'm just like, look, I'm like, man, listen, Beyonce, when she's creating, when her team is creating, right? I'm like, they're not going to Beyonce with every little thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, they talked to Pharrell. Her team talked to Pharrell people. Yo, look, clear it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, great song. That's it. I'm just like, yo, and then she's just throwing shade, and I'm just like, look, it ain't my fault, you know what I'm saying, for that, you know, like what, you had like one album that was hot. You know what I mean? For, you know, that was all right with a couple hot singles. That's what you had. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm like, you know, you're more known for being with Nas than you are your music. I'm just saying, like, you know, I can't really call it, but you know what? Nick, I'm going to go to you first. These Khalees allegations, you know what I'm saying, and other allegations about Beyonce stealing music and all this other crap. I mean, I'm going to go to you first. Just what are your thoughts on that?
I'm actually a fan of Khalees. But what it's giving right now, remember when Jaguar Wright like just went on a rant about the music business, and like, oh, she was dropping them videos.
I remember that. I remember that very well.
So somebody in the comments on the Shade Room said something about and they said about how Rihanna, you know, was inspired by her, and she was like, well, we don't even want to open up that, you know, that box.
Yeah, so, we don't. Ain't nothing in the box.
I want Khalees. All right, so Pharrell, you know, I don't know, shady business practices. Oh, I don't know. You know, we do know that a lot of people, as we spoke about the, you know, the Mace and the Fabio Foreign and so many other people, you know, supposedly, you know, they do get these really bad deals. But, and I do think that I listened to the record and like, I couldn't hear it. And I listened again to, you know, when I first listened to the song, like I didn't hear it. But then I listened to it again after the controversy, and I said,
right,
all right, I still don't hear it. You know,
okay.
So what am I trying to say?
That she should shut up.
The fight is with Pharrell. You know, yes, you know, Beyonce, I guess, could have said something. But Pharrell, you know, and Khalees would know this better than us. She said that Pharrell constantly, intentionally does stuff as a dig to her. I don't know. She would know, but she must. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I see your comments, Rika.
Yeah,
I see your comments.
Okay, back to
the sample obvious.
It's not Rika.
These police allegations, you know what I'm saying? Other people trying to chime in with allegations. I'm not really, I don't know. Like, I'm just not even noticing it. You know what I'm saying? Personally, it's
a very small portion of the song. So it's not even like a really big portion to the point where if you don't know the notes, it's very like not even a 2-second part of it. So it's part of Milkshake. So it's not even a big thing. But Khalees's issue is not with Beyonce. I think for just vain purposes, Khalees wanted Beyonce to reach out to her and let her know, hey, this is I like this part of the song. This is what I'm going to use. But like I said before, Beyonce don't do nothing that she don't have to do or anything extra. So her reaching out to Khalees, she didn't have to do that. Khalees just wanted that attention because she feels like as a courtesy. But technically and legally, what Beyonce only had to do was reach out to the person who owned that particular part that she wanted to sample, which was Pharrell. Now, Pharrell has already been here before with sampling music he should not have. So I doubt that he would have done it again and then go to court again and be sued again. So I'm sure that if Beyonce wanted to sample a part of a music that he owned, that it would have been okay, and he would have made sure that everything legally was done right. Khalees's issue is the fact that back in the day, which is what we've heard before, i.e. TLC, that people were putting their name on things to get money from it that they actually did not have a hand in. So Khalees's issue is that Pharrell has writing credits and publishing credits on songs of hers that he actually did not input on at all. So her issue is that every time this comes up of anything of hers being sampled or used or even mentioned where money is involved, she doesn't get any money from it because she doesn't even own it. And the fact that she doesn't own it is her beef between Pharrell and herself. It has nothing to do with Beyonce. So her anger is directed at the wrong person, and it just makes more sense for her to publicly blast Beyonce because that gets her more attention. So now I'm sure because of this, people are going to go back and listen to Milkshake just so that they can hear her part of the song and then hear Beyonce part of the song and try and make the two match. I think it's ridiculous. And if Khalees really feels so strongly about it, she should then go to court against Pharrell and handle it that way. Other than that, just stop it, because you already know Beyonce was not going to reach out to you and show you any kind of love if she didn't have to. She's not mixy like that. She's not in people's faces like that. You barely even see her with a girl group. The most you see her with is maybe with Kelly every so often, but you don't see Beyonce in the streets with nobody. She don't be in people's faces like that, so she's not doing the extras. She's not. The most I've seen her do is show a little bit of love to Chloe Bailey, and that's like in a tweet or something, some kind of private note. Beyonce is very private. She's not gonna do. Hey, Khalees, hi, I like your song, and I'm gonna ask Pharrell to use it. Even if she did reach out to Khalees would have had direct her ass right back to Pharrell because Khalees don't have no say in nothing. So she just needs to stop being emotional about the Beyonce situation and trying to shade her for not being Black woman loving as she claims to be, and just go ahead and take Pharrell to court and shut the hell up about it. We don't care.
Yummy, hey, point is well said. Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, with Beyonce. I'm saying like this.
Nas would have been better off marrying me.
Hey, look, listen, over here, we love the album. World Tour is coming. And one thing I'm going to say about Beyonce, before I get off this subject, right? Now, this had to be 2016, 2017, or one of these things. And she was in Philly. It was a storm, lightning crackling, rain coming down like cats and dogs, right? 80,000 people, Eagle Stadium sold out. You know what I'm saying? They got ponchos and they got umbrellas. Mm-hmm. We don't give a damn about no storm. We there. And Beyonce performed well because I know people went to that show. Mm-hmm. I just until you tell me you doing 80,000 in the worst storm in history, you know what I'm saying? One of the worst storms in Philadelphia. Until you tell me that, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, I kick rocks.
And I get where she's
that's all
coming
the
from.
advice I got for you. Kick rocks.
I can understand where she's coming from, though, Mark, because this probably triggers her. It probably is a constant reminder of a bad business deal that she feels she didn't really have a way to fight for herself, because she feels like Pharrell just added his name to stuff and don't really have any permission to do it. So I do get that. My background just fell. I do get that she wanted to have some type of acknowledgement, even if it was a little letter from Beyonce to say, hey, I love the song, can't wait to use it in my album or something. I get it.
Right.
But she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to do that. She only has to do it the legal way, and that's all she did.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna move on from Beyonce. We got some sad news to cover.
Oh wait.
You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Thought we was heading to this.
Oh, yeah. Are we? You know what I'm saying? Oh, what she say? What she said?
Yeah.
Spaz, right?
The same word that Lizzo used. I'm actually involved in like an argument on Twitter about this.
Why is this a bad word? Just can somebody tell me that? Why is spaz
I can tell you why.
Okay.
Spaz is slang for spastic, and what it deals with is
look at Mark's face.
I ain't even heard of spastic.
Well, that's the reason why everybody's like, what is this talking about? Okay, so when we say the word spaz, we're talking about like going crazy, going berserk, going bonkers. Well, people who are spastic, when they are uncontrollable, that's what they do, right? So spaz is slang for spastic, which just means they are they can't control their actions, they're erratic. So, and it deals with challenged people. I don't want to say mentally challenged. I don't want to say the R word because that's not correct. But in that community. So that particular term is offensive to them. Now, Lizzo said it in her song, and this was a month ago. So I'm sure this wasn't news to Beyonce. So within this month's time, Beyonce could have taken the word out before the album came out. She didn't. But now that the album is out and that song is out, people heard it. And once again, they said this is a derogatory term to our community. Remove this from the song. And Beyonce agreed to remove it. I mean, that's what she's gonna do.
Like, you know what I'm gonna say? That ain't even your word, yo. Because black people, you know what I mean, have been using spaz since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard of no spastic. You know what I mean? We ain't heard of that joint. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard of none of that. You know?
That's what I was talking about on Twitter. And so I'm epileptic. My brother passed away back in 94 from a seizure. I have never, ever, like, and I know I can only speak for myself, but as a member of the the community, like that particular community, I'm black. The accusations, they always seem to come from white people, and what they have to understand is that we speak not another language, but we speak, our way. And
Slang.
so, when we say spaz, we don't mean it like that. Like I said, I'm an epileptic. Like I've never heard that. I've never heard, anybody call me spastic or whatever,
I'm gonna say like this, right?
When people make these accusations, they have to really do their research beforehand. Beyonce is very, very much into retaining her culture. She's very proud to be Creole. She's very proud to be from Houston. She feels very, very strongly about retaining the roots, including
she's blackity black
African American vernacular English, which is an actual language. These people need to pick up a book, or watch a documentary. There are scholarly articles about African American vernacular English or Black American English or whatever. So like I said, I don't see like Black activists, behaving this way. It's like white activists. And so they're trying to police, like how we speak.
But see, this why look, and my cool white people out there, I ain't even talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about these these weak sucker white people. That's the people I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, look, don't tell us how to talk. Don't tell us who to like. Don't tell us who to cancel. We ain't doing shit y'all said. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say it. This is my show. We ain't doing shit y'all said. You know what I'm saying? Look, Cosby Show, come on, I'm watching it. R. Kelly, come on, I'm listening to it. If Beyonce want to have spaz in there, I'm listening to that too. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing shit y'all say. We doing what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, leave us alone when we doing our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just like, man, we don't shoot. Do we get mad at y'all when y'all put fried chicken on the holiday menu? Oh, y'all people like that. We don't get mad at y'all for that shit.
We do though.
We like what we like. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me how to talk. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna tell me how to talk and what to like. I'm doing whatever the hell I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And we leaving it at that. Shit. All right. Now, let me move on, you know what I'm saying, for real, to a more somber note, but we're going to celebrate these people right here. We starting off with Bill Russell. Bill Russell. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, we got his picture. You know what I mean? For now, Bill Russell is the greatest winner in sports history, period. It's nobody who won more championships, with a team than Bill Russell. None. He won 11 titles. That's number one. Number two, he had to endure a lot of bullshit with racism and everything like that because he came through in the 60s, right? But he still went on to be a champion anyway. He was for black rights, black movements, and everything like that. And as great as he was on the court, he's probably an even better person. Was a even better person off the court. And I'm just like, man, you talk about a role model. This is it, right here. I can't tell you, it's a lot of people I met through the game who spoke so highly of Bill Russell. I never met Bill Russell, but they spoke so highly of him. But I did meet Wilt Chamberlain as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And he talked very, very highly about Bill Russell. And they were contemporaries. They competed against each other. Obviously, Wilt, is from Philly. You know what I'm saying? But he said he brought out the best in me on the court. And he always tried his hardest to make me a better man, and I'm glad that some of the lessons I listened to him on. I'm just a kid, but he's having this conversation, you know what I'm saying, with me and my dad. And I'll never forget that conversation, you know what I'm saying, because I'm like, he must be a great man, you know what I'm saying, for somebody to talk about him in this way. So just a great person, you know what I'm saying. And that was Bill Russell, it really was, Any thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Any other thoughts before we move on to the next person?
Yeah, you said it all. Rest in peace to him. The giant of a man.
Absolutely. So we're going to move to the next person, Mary Alice. I'm telling you, the first.
Bostic.
You know what's crazy? The first hip hop movie for the culture that I ever seen was Beach Street. Right? I tell people, I like, man, if you talking hip hop and you talking hip hop cinematography and you haven't seen Beach Street, it's a must watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see it when it came out. Obviously, I seen it later, but I'm like, I was into it, right? But with Mary Alice's character, she was the mother, right? She really, I love the scene where she talked to this cop, right? And, her son had got arrested and they were breakdancing or whatever, right? And he came over to the mom and just like, yeah, you better tighten his attitude up. And she was like, yo, you kind of young to be giving anybody any advice. Like, Yummy is this young white cop. She really just grilled him, right? But I'm just saying, yo, she really sounded like, it's a movie, but I'm like, I could see like a real mother saying some shit like that, to some punk ass cop. I could see a real mother saying something like that about their child, you know. And I felt that. And obviously, she was on a different world, you know, when that first started. She did a lot of movies, a lot of TV spots.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know, really. I mean, she really was a great actress. I mean, because she was so convincing. You know what I'm saying? And she always played the role. She played the role of a strong woman. That's because she was a strong woman. You know? So, Nick, Mary Alice, any thoughts?
Miss Letty. You know, I did see Beach Street, you know, but Miss Letty, you know, A Different World. That show was very influential to me and, you know, many people. And Miss Letty, you know, and her wonderful advice and, you know, the way that she used to pull them girls' coattails, you know, like she was also advising us. So, and she brought that warmness, you know, like I really believe that she was Miss Nettie. So
yeah, absolutely. Hey, Becca, any thoughts?
Mary Alice, having a degree in theater, she to me is from Fences. She won a Tony for her award in Fences.
Yes.
And she was Effie in Dreamgirls. These are the roles that she played. Epic roles. Like so when you think of, for me, like in my studies of theater, these are the actresses that I looked at. Her, right? I looked at Claire Huxtable, right? Angela Bassett, Tina Turner, as you know, all these Black women in theater. Even oh man, her name escapes me. She just passed away in the 90s. She was in her 90s. She was in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. Oh man, why does her name escape me? Another older Black actress. She was in her 90s. Anyway,
Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson, yes. Yeah. Brain fart. When I think about, you know, all of these actresses and what they meant, you know, we are starting to reach that stage where our people are starting to pass away. They're in their 80s and 90s. And I remember watching, you know, Miss Letty on A Different World and just how natural she seemed. Like, you know, some actresses, you can kind of tell they're acting, right? And then there's some where it just comes so natural. Like you can see them in that role. So rest in peace to Miss Mary Alice. That was, when I heard about that, I was like, oh man, not her. Yeah. That's how I felt like with Cicely Tyson. Like, oh, it's kind of some of them we want to keep forever. One of those regal women, respectful women in theater and acting history. So rest in peace to her.
Yeah, and the last person we're going to talk about is Nichelle Nichols. Now, I wasn't familiar with her, but I was like, the cool thing is, I'm like, you talking about a Black woman that was on Star Trek. I'm like, you know, I was like, those are roles that, you know, usually, you know, we you know, our people don't get. You know, the fact that she landed that role, and I read it, and they said she did a great job, you know, with that, and you know, it was other things that she did a great job, but I mean, you really had to cross a line to be able to be in Star Trek and hold your own, particularly at that time where it was racism, where it was, you know what I'm saying, you know, sexism, and as a Black woman. That probably was tough, you know what I'm saying? But she was able, you know, to make it happen. I mean, man, you know, kudos to her, you know, for that. Because when I seen the picture, it just took me away. And I seen another picture where she was like with the cast. And I'm like, wow.
It takes you back, right? Doesn't it take you back?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm like, man, you know, we ain't in the 80s, we ain't in the 90s. We're talking before that. I'm like, for her to get a role like that, I'm like, man, she must have killed it. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, she must have killed it in the audition. She must have killed that, you know. But I'm like, man, you know, I'm quite sure that type of role definitely opened it up for other actresses to be like, you know what? You don't have to play no certain role. You can play any role you want to. That's what I took from that. just reading about her and, reading, her time on Star Trek and things like that. Becca, what do you think?
I just so many 2022, just like what Tina said, is taking a lot of people out.
It did.
It's taking a lot of our greats out. Like we lost almost everybody from is it Scarface the movie? Like a lot of those actors have passed away. Like it's a lot of them are just we are starting to be at that stage where our history is dying. It's sad. It's really sad. And it starts to make you think about like, yeah, we are getting older. Like that Raekwon album is 27 years old.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like, that made me feel old. Like, oh my God, we're aging. Aging is beautiful, but rest in peace to all of them. I'm glad that we got to experience them in the way that we did. We have stories to tell about each of these people that played a part in our culture. So it's just a sad thing. Every time you hear about somebody passing away that brings back a childhood memory of a TV show or a movie or a game or anything that you liked, it just takes you back to those nostalgic moments that I don't think our kids are getting. Our kids are not getting. They're not getting those moments. I can't think of any TV show that my daughter has watched that has affected her growing up, like Different World affected us, right? Or like these movies affected us, or any young kid in the hood playing basketball whose father or uncle or older brother didn't tell him about Bill Russell and everything that he did in the NBA. It's just like a lot. So it's really it's nostalgic to hear these names. Like, my goodness.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just like, man, we about to wrap this up.
Pardon?
Oh, did you want to say something else? My bad.
So
I'm sorry about that.
I am not a Trekkie. However, I do know of Michelle Nichols' groundbreaking role in there, and I also did on that show, and I also did know that her image, was so powerful that she was used, that she was instrumental by in NASA's program to diversify, the astronauts.
Wow.
So
you see how deep that is?
And
right.
It just like a lot of like I was not into science fiction. I thought, and so but I read Octavia Butler and I learned, okay, I am into science fiction. So I would imagine that she had that same impact on Black people from that generation who also thought that they weren't into science fiction. So, and that's some deep shit. NASA,
absolutely.
You collaborating with NASA.
Yeah, especially at that time.
That's the shit.
I like that. You know what's crazy? I was just like,
she did. I read about her doing that a few years ago.
I'm like, man, I'm glad you brought up NASA. It's I was just like, yeah, anytime when that movie Hidden Figures comes on, you know what I'm saying? I'm at my mom's house, we'll watch it, but that was a true story. You know what I'm saying? Great movie too. Whoever hasn't seen that movie, great movie. All right, so we're about to close this thing out with our final thoughts. Great ladies, great show. I was just like, man, people got schooled tonight. They got schooled tonight. Definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Becca, our guest co-host, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start with you first. Final thoughts about tonight's show.
I'm just going to leave y'all with a quote from the famous and most intelligent of them all, Big Frida. Big Frida said, release your wiggle, release your anger, release your mind, release your job, release the time, release your trade, release the stress, release the love, forget the rest.
There you go.
Release your wiggle. Just have fun, y'all. I mean, just the only thing that if you didn't listen to anything else I heard today, just enjoy music. Music is a spirit and there is an energy connected to music. And a lot of the times your music controls your mood. So if you're tired of music bringing you down, if you're tired of acting like you're a drug dealer in the streets, if you're tired of being a whore in the music, if you just want some feel good music, give the album a chance. It may not be your cup of tea on a normal day, but if you are in the mood, if you're in a mood and want to change it and kind of feel better and just kind of, release your wiggle a little bit, just throw on an album while you're cooking or while you're cleaning or while you're driving. And after the third or fourth song, it's gonna get to you. You might do a little shimmy. It might get in your soul a little bit and enjoy something different. Do something different in my T-Pain voice.
Yeah, Nick, final thoughts.
Again, just shout out to the Black Butch Queens. Shout out to the Black Femme Queens. They really move the culture. A lot of the language that we use, comes from that scene. Beyonce's album was obviously, influenced by them. I just am very proud, of her, what she put out. Everything, like Becca said, everything don't have to be serious. We got Lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to dance.
Absolutely.
And so donate to your nearest some money. When you see a Black gay, trans, lesbian, non-binary person out on the street, buy them some food or something, because 9 times out of 10, I'm sorry, I'm getting off on something, but they are the most likely to be homeless. They're the most likely to be living in poverty. So when you see somebody, because the chances are you biting off that culture. So, I mean, whether you talk and you're regular, get their music or whatever, you don't watch Pose. Now you think you are expert, in that culture, support the damn culture. That's what I'm saying. Support the culture.
Release your wiggle.
I feel you on that.
Yes.
I'm gonna say like this, and it kind of speaks to what you already said, but I'm gonna just hit it like this. I'm like, you got to enjoy yourself and enjoy life. There's too many people mean mugging and just mad about nothing. You know what I'm saying? They always mad. They never celebratory. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, to me, if you're always mad, it means you never have fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sad life if you can't enjoy yourself and have some fun. You know what I mean? If you always buried in beef and you buried in, and you just angry, like mad face, like Onyx back in the day. I mean, that's all you are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, your life is crap. Like, sorry to say, it is. You know what I'm saying? You better get out here and have some fun. I was like, man, go do something. Just go do something. You know what I mean? You don't need no gang of people with you. You know what I mean? For real, man. Shoot through a dolo. You know what I'm saying? Just do something, you know what I mean, to enjoy yourself. Like, I don't even care how small it is. You know what? I'm about to go to the Mr. Salty truck and get me ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Do something. I'm just like, man, it's too many people walking around here mad about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say like this. If that's who you are, get the hell away from me. I don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? Shoot, we trying to do big things over here. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I don't have time, you know what I mean, for no penny any bullshit. All right? Now, let's get to, kick these shouts real quick. Of course, got to shout out, for our guy, Bobby Blackjack TV, Zingo TV, channel 198, channel 191, 199, One Maha Radio, our people on the West Coast in the building. Strim. What channel we on Strim?
Channel 6.
We on channel 6. That's easy. That's easy stuff. Strim channel 6. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Apple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we on them iTunes and all of that. We doing that. And just shout to all our partners. You know what I'm saying? Shout to you, Becca. Shout to you, Nick J, Tina B, Sean, Merv, Stacks, Street Team General Tayson. Y'all know how we do it. I'm just saying, shout to the whole team, man, and I'm glad that y'all hung out with us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, look, we're gonna come back to you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Are we talking? Are they talking about P Valley? Is P Valley over? I don't know.
No,
You know what
No,
I'm
of
saying?
course we doing P Valley. Yes,
No,
we
but I mean, I
are.
didn't know if it was
Had a
over.
great
I didn't know
episode the other
if
day.
the show was over. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, we still got 2 more episodes.
Oh, 2 more episodes to go. Oh yeah, because stars be holding stuff back. My bad. They be taking breaks. Like, yeah, y'all know how stars do. Shout out to stars, but stop taking them breaks, man. We like our stuff straight. Yeah, I mean straight, no chase. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
no chaser. Right. Top
Wednesday.
shelf. Top shelf.
Yeah, Wednesday coming back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting together, doing that, and then Monday it's going to be Stacks and Nick J. It's a shitload of topics out there, you know, and they going to try to get to them. I'm like, man, people, hey, listen, sponsors was firing off topics to me, you know what I'm saying, all the way up until showtime. I'm like, look, I can't cover all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what are you trying to have me on the air till 2 a.m? We can't cover all that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some on Wednesday, then we're gonna have some on Monday for you with Stacks and Nick. All right, so we will get to them, but I'm just saying we ain't doing them all in one show. We just ain't going.
Yeah. Hey,
You know?
real quick before we sign off, Rika said that that Michelle Nichols and William Shatner had the first on-screen interracial kiss. I did hear that before, so that is hella trailblazing.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if Twitter or social media was around for that?
Baby.
Goodness. It'd have been crazy. You know? But yeah, so I mean, shout to everybody, and we out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Peace, y'all.
Hey up. Catch y'all next time. Peace.